Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey, the Frugal Female. Today's topic, we are going to be discussing the top 7 things that are most likely to break your budget. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's video. As I mentioned, we're going to be covering the top things that are going to break your budget. It can be really hard, even if you have this beautiful budget mapped out and you are following it really closely. It's super easy to fall into one of these traps that we're going to be discussing. So I do want to bear in mind that these are not in any particular order. These are just a list of 7 very common areas that people do end up falling short on and do end up breaking their budgets. Number 1, interest payments. Now, when I'm talking about interest payments, it's basically anything that you are paying back. So it could be a mortgage on a home, it could be car payments, it could be payments on your phone, it could be bills where, again, you maybe didn't have the full amount to pay and now you are making those monthly payments. It can be really easy to forget all the different payments that you have. And so in one of my earlier videos, we discussed about, this idea of paying yourself. And when we talk about paying yourself, it can include paying off those debts that you have. So just make sure when you are thinking about budgeting that you are taking into account your interest payments, if you do have any, like a car payment, like your mortgage, and that you are fitting them inappropriately to either your needs section or that 50% or that 20% of your savings, which include that paying yourself back, which can be paying off debts. Number 2 would be your TV bill. Now, I know that maybe not as many people have cable as they used to 10, 15 years ago, but TV is still super popular. A lot of people pay for those premium packages so they can get, access to all of the different channels. My husband and I, we have the most basic package, and I know we're always frustrated because we rarely have access to those premium channels. It always seems that the show we want to watch or the sporting event that's going on never seems to be on one of those channels we have access to. So it can definitely be frustrating, especially when you feel like you're already paying a good bit just to have access to cable. So my suggestion would be, instead of paying for those premium channels or a premium cable plan, there's so many online streaming services now. You have Hulu, you have Netflix. There's also another one called Sling. And my recommendation would be, if you really do enjoy TV, but you maybe don't feel like you're getting your money's worth out of cable, would be to try to select one of these other services instead. Sling TV, they really have some basic packages that I think start about $20 to $25, and you can basically pick kind of your top 20 TV channels that you are most likely to use. You can completely customize your package, and it is a lot more affordable than paying those monthly TV cable bills. Number 3 would be your phone and internet bill. I know that AT&T takes a lot of money from my husband and I every month, but we do try to be really smart about it. I know that you can't live without your phone. Basically your life is in that phone. It's how people can reach you, how you can stay connected to what's going on. So I'm not saying to cut out, having a cell phone or to not have internet at your house. I do think that that's unreasonable, but I do think you have to be smarter about, what you actually need. So do you really need that unlimited plan? Do you really need to have unlimited amount of data, or, do you actually only use 5 to 10 gigabytes a month? My suggestion would be to try to use Wi-Fi as much as possible, especially when you're streaming things. So I know I try to always use my Wi-Fi at work and try to use my Wi-Fi at home. So I actually use not that much data. So it's not essential for us to be on an unlimited data plan. Also, for your internet package, you necessarily need, the new Google and AT&T fiber, or is more of a standard internet, package plan affordable for you? You really have to take into account how high speed of internet do you really need. Now I work from home some, and my husband and I both are in the IT tech world, so it really actually is crucial when we're having, video meetings with our colleagues and our peers that we do actually have really high quality internet. So we do have to pay for one of those more premium plans. But if I didn't work from home part-time, it really wouldn't be necessary for us to have that high streaming level. We probably would be at one of those lower internet plans. So just, again, really be thinking about what is actually essential for you. What do you really need versus, what are you actually paying for? Number 4 is insurance. When I talk about insurance, it can be anything. It can be your auto insurance, your home insurance, life insurance, employer based insurance. Just really, I want you to take a look and see what are you actually paying for. There are so many different insurance companies, and a lot of times if you bundle things, they give you special deals, and you always hear about those big name insurance companies, but sometimes it's actually some of the smaller ones that actually can give you better value for your money. I would just suggest, shopping around, making sure you are getting the best deal, making sure you are bundling because you will save that way. And just that you are picking the plans that are right for you. Sometimes it can appear that you're saving more if you purchase more of the premium plans, but when you actually, sit down and look at it, you don't need those premium plans. So even though it's more for your money and you're getting a better value, you're paying more money and you don't actually need that premium level. Number 5 are gym memberships. Now, I love going to the gym, but gym memberships can be really pricey. So I know that my husband, he used to pay $45 a month to use our local college gym. And it was a great facility. He loves to play squash, and that was a great facility to be able to do that. But when we sat down and saw how frequently he actually went to the gym, he was only going about 2 to 3 times a month. And this gym actually offers a guest fee, and it's $10 for every time you go. So even though my husband was paying $45 a month to use the facilities and use this gym, he really was actually only using it enough that it was about $20 to $30 in value. So he actually stopped his gym membership, and now anytime he wants to play squash with one of his friends, he just pays that $10 guest fee. So now instead of paying $45 a month for the gym membership, we're actually only paying $20 to $30 a month, which is saving us at least $15, if not more, every month. Now, I'm not saying that you have to stop going to the gym. I just think it's important to think about how frequently are you actually using this? Are you truly getting your money's worth out of a membership? This concept also is the same when it comes to those specialty classes. A lot of times if you get the unlimited package or you buy more classes, again, this idea of bundling, it appears that you are saving more. And if you actually are using those classes in the amount of time that's needed, if you actually are going 3, 4, 5 times a week, you are getting that value's worth. You really are making sure that what you're paying for, that you are using it. But if you're only going 1, maybe 2 times a week, those unlimited packages can sometimes be a ripoff. So again, it's important to just figure out how frequently are you actually using these things. Does it fit within your budget? And just making sure you are taking into account those types of things. Number 6, gifts. So this can be gifts that are either a gift for you, from you, to you, or it can be gifts for other people. A great suggestion that my husband and I want to offer up to you is to actually have a set limit or a budget when it comes to gift giving. So what we've decided to do is we actually kind of have guidelines on how much we're willing to spend on each person for gifts, and we try to keep it the same so it's equal on both sides of the family, amongst family members. We just kind of know that when we're thinking about a birthday gift, there's a certain amount that we're willing to pay. When we're thinking about, a Christmas gift, that there's a certain amount we're willing to pay, and we keep it the same so we know when Christmas comes around, this is the amount, the max amount that we're going to be spending. When birthdays come around and we know, certain months that have birthdays of family members and friends, we know that that's the amount that we're going to be spending. We shouldn't go over that. It makes it really easy because it fits nicely within our budget and we don't go over and then get those bills later and wonder, what was this excess spending for? It's just really easy to do that. It's a suggestion that we have. You can obviously find your own way to make that work, but that actually is a really common, mistake and shortfall of a lot of people is that they do spend so much. It's great that you want to give. It's great that you want to be generous to friends and family, but not at the expense of breaking your budget. Last, but certainly not least, is number 7, and that is eating out, takeout, or those meal memberships. So there are a lot of meal memberships out. I would say that this is definitely a fad right now. It's super convenient. You basically go online, you sign up for monthly meal plans, you get to pick your meals each week. All the ingredients show up fresh at your door for the entire week. They make it super simple. It's delicious recipes. It always comes out fantastic. Even if you are not a chef, you really can't mess this stuff up. It is so good. but it's really pricey. You're basically paying $10 per meal. So you're paying, if it's for 2 people, you're paying $20 for a meal. There are never any leftovers. It's just not necessarily the most cost effective way. It's definitely a convenience. That's what you're paying for. And if you have the means to do that, of course, it's a great way to still eat healthy, to make sure you're eating in, but you are almost paying the price of what it would be to eat out, just at the comfort of, at your own door, and in your own home. But again, you're still having to cook the food yourself. So how much, is it really worth it? Eating out and takeout definitely is a huge budget breaker for a lot of people. There's so many delicious restaurants. You can definitely get cravings, and it adds up really quickly. The average person spends $10 to $15 a meal, and if you think you're doing that 2, maybe 3 times a day, your budget can go really quickly. So instead of eating out or instead of doing takeout, what I would suggest is making larger portions for dinner and trying to bring leftovers to work for lunch, and just finding other ways. I actually have another video that's really going to delve into the idea of 10 ways to save you money when it comes to your food budget. So please be on the lookout for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it shed a little light on some of the top reasons that people do end up breaking their budget. I know that there are plenty of other reasons out there. These were just the ones that I really wanted to highlight that I thought were the most important. Please leave me comments. I would love to hear your feedback. And also, if you haven't already, please make sure to click the subscribe button down there. I would really love for you to stay up to date. You'll be able to receive notifications every time I post new content. I really appreciate you tuning into this video, and be on the lookout for more videos by The Frugal Female. Thanks, everybody. Bye.